possessions that we, are scared of letting go. So we can compare our lives today to Matthew and being conflicted and giving up all that we know and love to follow Christ. So Jesus invites us to his follow me is one he offers to each of us. Whatever our conflictions, fears, or doubts we might have from this invitation, let's see what all means for our lives. So I'm going to introduce y'all these 5 R's, and it basically just summarizes Jesus' invitation, and it helps us ask, what is life all about? So the first R is relationship. So what are we made for? There's a book in the Catholic Church called The Catechism of the Catholic Church. It's basically just like a book of rules. It's not that scary, but it's just a little book of rules. And the first line is something that I love. It says, God, infinitely perfect and blessed in himself, in a plan of shared goodness, freely created man to make him share in his own blessed life. So to break that down, God, he's so perfect that he didn't have to make us, but he wanted to make us. And God is love, and so he loves us so much that he freely made us to share his own perfect life. And like, if somebody who is so perfect says, I want to share my perfect life with you, by all means, let me, please share it with me. Like, I would love that. And so this first thing is, this is where we find friendship and communion with God, and where we find enduring and lasting happiness. So I'm going to show you a little picture right here. Okay, so basically it's so simple. God loves us and we love God. So we are made in communion with him. We are made to love him in all things. But that didn't last long, because with the fall, with Adam and Eve, sin came into the world. So number 2 is now the rebellion, which is the chasm. So sin ruptures our relationship with God. So when Adam and Eve fell, the fall became universal, which means that we too fell as well. So Romans 3:23 says, all have sinned and fallen short of the glory of God. So the fall created this chasm that no human is able to bridge. So now we have a bit of a problem on our hands. If we're made to have a relationship with God, how come there's a chasm that even we cannot pass, we cannot get through or anything like that? Let me show y'all. So rebellion has now caused us a chasm. So this is the chasm right here. In sin, there's no way that man can cross over to God. There's nothing that we can do to get over to him, anything like that. We can't go over, we can't go under, anything like that. And so now, God still loves us, but now man loves man. So we aren't in this perfect communion anymore like that. So we know that we are finite, and only an infinite love can bridge the infinite gap caused by sin. And only a divine person can mend this gap. And this is where the third one comes in, reconciliation, the God-man solution. So we need to find somebody who is A, fully human, where they can offer an act of love on behalf of the entire human family, and B, fully divine, where their love has to surpass anything any human can ever offer. And so we know that who is a person who is fully human and fully divine? Jesus. So Jesus is the bridge between sin and humanity, and between sinful humanity and the all-holy God. So his death on the cross takes on an infinite value, and he restores our relationship with God. So now, this chasm now has a bridge that is God. So he is reaching out his arms. One arm is to man, which is us, and the other arm is to God. So he's basically holding us all together. And like, who doesn't want to hold hands with Jesus and God? Like, I want to. And so just holding his hand and being there with him just shows how loving and open arms he has for us. And it just made me sad. So, but now we're stuck in this constant loop where we sin and we go to God and then we're reconciled with him and then we sin again. But Jesus didn't die on the cross for us to be stuck on this loop. He didn't die on the cross. He died on the cross for so much more. And we have 2 other R's, so it's just perfect. The 4th R is recreation, so a transformation in Christ. He wants not the rod takes on the properties of fire. So it starts to glow and it starts to get hot and everything like that. So when you take the glowing steel bar and touch it to some straw, it will actually start a fire. So now imagine the fire is God and we are the cold steel bar. So when we are living in Christ, we begin to take on the properties of Christ. And that is so much more than just being forgiven of our sins. He wants us to fully embody Christ. He wants us to imitate Christ in all that we do. And go to other people who are close to ours and light them up on fire. So as Christ fills us up with his life, we begin to think like Christ, serve like Christ, and sacrifice like Christ. And we become more patient, honest, generous, pure, and courageous. 2 Corinthians 3:18 says, we are being changed into Christ's likeness from one degree of glory to another. And I'm going to read this little passage that is in here that I thought was just so cool. So it says, Christianity is not simply a self-help religion or a good way to be a nice person, nor is it simply about being pardoned for our sins. At its root, Christianity is about allowing God to change us from within. We recognize our sinfulness and complete helplessness, and we allow God to forgive us, help us, and transform us, so that we can live and love like Christ himself. Jesus has not only died to offer us forgiveness, but he has also risen to fill us with his life so that we can be transformed. So he wants us to live in perfect communion, in this perfect little bubble with him, God, and us. So the last R is response. It's the following response. So when we decide to say yes to God's saving gift, means that we are making the choice to become a disciple of Jesus. Since God gives himself up for us, we too need to give ourselves to him fully. But just like Matthew, we worry about what it might cost us if we give up everything for God. But here's the thing. If we let Christ into our lives, we lose nothing, but instead gain everything tenfold. So you will find true life if you just open the door to Christ. And I thought that was just such a beautiful saying. Just, when you open your heart to him, he will always, he'll be there for you with open arms. And so the last one. Okay, so basically consider your life as like this chair. Like your life is this little bubble and we are up there. And God, and the first one, God is not in our life at all. He is not a part of it or anything. But instead, we put ourselves atop of the pedestal like that. And when we do this, our life starts going in all different directions. It's chaotic, it's crazy. Nothing is uniform, nothing might go our way, anything like that. It just goes everywhere. So then we're like, you know what? We're going to let him in our lives. So we add him back into our lives. We add him back into our life. But he's not going to be the main person because we are the main character of our lives. We don't want anybody else to run our life. And even then, our life is still chaotic and crazy. And it's going everywhere and nothing seems right. And everything seems to be falling apart because there's no uniform, anything like that. So when we start thinking we need to have somebody who is controlling our lives, who knows how to live a good life. So when we put Jesus at the top and take ourselves off of the pedestal, our life starts to have uniform. Our life starts to get better, and our life finally starts to, align because we have somebody who is guiding us. And who doesn't want Jesus taking the wheel? Like whenever we say Jesus take the wheel, we want him to fully take it because he's the one who knows how to guide. And sometimes we don't. He knows the roads more than we do. So I would rather him, guide me than me being lost because I'm not good at directions at all. So just having him leading our lives and having him at the forefront is going to be our best bet for how to live a Christ-like life. So sometimes, I'm not going to lie, I am normally this one. This is me. So most times. I want to be, in control of my own life. I'm scared of change. But we can't live in fear like that. We have to trust in him because he's the one who made us. He's the one that loves us. He's not going to give us any battle that we can't handle. So he loves us so much that he wants us to put him at the forefront. So this right here is our goal in life. It's to live like that. And then I'm going to read a little passage, this little prayer that I thought was so good. And it says, Lord Jesus Christ, Son of God, have mercy on me, a sinner. Take, Lord, and receive all my liberty, my memory, and my understanding, and my entire will, all that I have and possess. You have given it all to me. To you, O Lord, I return it. All is yours. Dispose of it wholly according to your will. Give me your love and your grace, for this is enough for me. And that is it. Oh, that back up here, this one?
Okay. I love illustrations. How many of y'all are visual learners? I'm a visual learner, so I love this. And I love how you broke it down to where an elementary school kid could understand it with your illustrations. And sometimes that's what you have to do with people that may not know about Jesus and they may be asking you questions. I love the illustrations. I do. So you don't have to always quote scripture and get the Bible out and stuff. You could draw everything like Sophia did today and show somebody the way to Christ and lead them there. But I love this. And I'm like you, I get stuck here. And our goal is there. And even me, a 50-year-old woman, I'm still get stuck here. And on the loop, I like the words you said, loop. I was like, oh, that's it. That's a good description of Miss Colvin. I get on this loop. And I'm just like, get off the loop, get off the loop. You know who can get you off the loop, and then I don't. And so it is a daily process. And but anyway, did anyone have anything they wanted to ask Sophia? Can you tell us a little bit about college life and your connection with your spiritual journey on campus, like connecting with other believers on campus? Can you tell us a little bit about that?
I was actually, because I go to Mississippi State, and I'm the only one that like graduated here that just from our area that went over there. And so I was like, oh my gosh, I'm so scared. I'm gonna lose my faith. Like that was like my biggest fear. But the first thing I did, and the first thing that was like brought out to me was, do you want to join this Bible study? And so I joined at least 4 or 5 different Bible studies. That was pretty excessive, but I just wanted to go do as much as I could. So I'm probably in a Bible study at least every night, and just with a different group of people, which has helped me a lot to just like see the different aspects of it. I'm in a sorority, so I'm in a Bible study on Monday and Tuesday with my sorority, and then I'm in a Bible study with my church on Wednesday, and then I'm in a little small group with my friends from church that like we'll go and like we'll pray or we'll go to adoration or we'll just do something like that. And so just getting different opinions, because the Bible can be scary and it's hard to like interpret it by yourself. Like even Google sometimes can't help me that much. So I just want to hear like what other people have to say. And so by getting into different Bible studies and like having that community, because God made us for community. He didn't make us to be alone. He wanted us to be with each other and find those virtuous friendships that are going to help you and grow you into a Christ-like person. And that's like the biggest thing that's helped me a lot, is to find those virtuous and Christ-like friends in college, because you're on your own in college. Like whenever you get out of here, you have to do everything on your own. You have to go to church on your own. You have to hold yourself accountable. So to have your friends to hold you accountable as well has helped me so much.
Are you a member of a church on campus or off campus, or is it what is it called?
There's a church on campus. It's called St. Joseph Catholic Church, and they have a huge college there and everything. And so at 5:30 they have a college mass. So like for all the college students, and after they have a dinner, like a free dinner. And I'm like, yes, please give me free dinner because I'm broke. So just going and having that community of people where I can just like sit and talk, like basically we're like debriefing about like church and be like, oh, what did you like about so many resources that we just have to reach out and, take those resources and apply them to our lives.
Because if you think about it, all right, you think about the class that you're in, okay? Now, I think there's like 40 seniors, is that right? Okay, 40, 50, somewhere around in there. So every class in our school has about 40, 50 seniors, okay? So that's who you're around all the time, every day. That's who you're with. So you're not, I mean, I hate to say it, but I graduated with 400 people. And I see people, I bump into people all the time in the grocery store, and I think I went to high school with that person, and so it's a bigger scale. So me going to college wasn't as big of a deal, I guess, for me to go to ULM, because I would see people I knew on campus because it was local and I went to high school here. And so for you, you're like nobody. You don't have anybody. So making those connections is so important. How many of you are planning to go off to college? All right, so many of you. Okay, my suggestion would be when you go tour your campuses, go tour or go drive around and see what other churches are nearby your campus. Okay? Make that a priority with your parents and say, look, I want to go see, because every college has faith-based organizations on campus or right across the street. Okay? Tech does, ULM does, ULL does, LSU does, Northwestern, all of the schools, even, they all do. You just have to go find them and look into them. Okay? So whatever denomination you are, there is somebody there that will point you in the right direction. Okay? And I would suggest that, truly suggest that. And that's always kind of your first place, or if you a sorority, or if you're in a fraternity, always find out about Bible studies. You can do it that way as well, but make those connections, okay? Because it's something about knowing that somebody's going to be there looking for you makes a difference in making you get up and get dressed and go, okay? And it does make a difference. Did anybody else have any questions or anything? I'm sorry. Open the floor. A question?
I do want to add that, it's really important to, go in, wherever you're going to be out of, just anywhere out of St. Friends, you have to be fully, prepared for anything that comes your way that might not be Christ-like. Because going to a bigger school, I've, encountered a lot of people who don't know the faith and don't know Jesus. And, people argue, or even teachers might argue about, the faith and everything like that. I've faced a lot of things that I've had to, stand up for my faith, and I didn't realize how soon I was going to be doing that. So just, knowing your faith, being strong in it, and having those people help you be strong in it too, will be, your best bet for everything. Because, in today's society, persecution isn't going to look like how it did back in the day. It's going to look like, for an example, my biology teacher, he did not believe in God for whatsoever. And so on the test, one time we were talking about, evolution, and then there was a question on the test that said, do you, basically saying, do you believe that there is a God, or that, man was created by something else? And I put God, because, that's what I believe in, and I got the question wrong. And I was like, this is, what today's persecution looks like, that I could have said, no, I don't believe in God, and got the question right, but I chose to stand up for my faith, and I chose to say that I do believe in God, and I got the question wrong. And you know what? It's just a question. It's gonna be okay. But people, will always be on campus or anything like that. And also, as a Catholic too, when I do the sign of the cross in front of my sons, people are like, whoa, what are you doing? What are you doing? And so I just, just break it down for them, and I tell them oh, this is what I believe. This is such a powerful thing to me that I don't want to hide from people or anything like that. So just anything